Thomas Weather.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On this Friday morning, it is the 14th day of September. Glad you're here this morning. As I make this at exactly 4 o'clock in the morning, the National Hurricane Center says that Hurricane Florence is almost on the North Carolina coast. As I make this, it's less than 25 miles away from Wilmington, still a Category 1 hurricane with 90-mile-an-hour winds, but this thing is so massive in size and moving so slowly that it's going to continue to have devastating effects on the coast for quite some time to come. Plus, just in from the National Hurricane Center, new information on Isaac, and a change in static on Isaac will bring you up to date on the new Isaac forecast, and that system in the western Gulf of Mexico as well, heading towards Texas, it looks like. Will Alabama skate by in between all these systems? Let's take a look. On the wide shot this morning, you see Florence just dominating the whole coastal Carolinas. And then look at that out in Texas, that tropical system coming in there with extremely heavy rainfall. For us, though, the air has to sink somewhere, and it looks like storms will be few and far between in our region. A 20% chance today, and that's stretching it. Lots of sunshine. High temperature up to about 93. We've had 94 the last couple of days. Tonight's low 73. Tomorrow, there's Florence on the coast. But again, we have sinking airs, so the chances of seeing any storms Saturday and Sunday are extremely small here. It's not saying that the chances are zero, but are as close to zero as it can get. Same thing on Monday. Highs will be in the low to mid-90s, so a very hot and humid weekend ahead. And I think that will continue into Tuesday as well. We stay dry for a few days. Let's review. So 20% today, 10% is all I'll give it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and probably Tuesday as well. And maybe some storms around the middle of the week, but a slight chance at that. Meanwhile, let's look at the very, very busy tropics, which continue with one hurricane on the map. A couple of tropical storms, and Isaac just had a change of status. More on that in a moment. 95L is that system in the western Gulf of Mexico. It's running out of time to develop. This is Florence. Look at the size of this storm. It is massive, covering much of the Carolinas, and there it is on radar this morning, about to come on shore, according to the National Weather Service radar in Moores Head, North Carolina. And this is future radar showing the storm coming ashore and actually hanging around for a while near the North Carolina and South Carolina border later on. In fact, it's still a hurricane at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, according to this from the National Hurricane Center, and still near the coast, even 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, so it's going to be around for a while. This is the whole track on Florence, showing that the storm then bends around into the mountains and up into the Ohio Valley as a depression as we get through the next 3 days, or actually 4 days. And then the rainfall, 20 to 30 inches easily on the coast. Some places in the mountains up to 15 inches or more. The tornado threat with this system, of course, with any landfalling tropical system, there are tornadoes. That's just par for the course. And then we're looking at Isaac, and it just went through a change of status. It is now a tropical depression past the islands into the Caribbean, and it looks like if this system survives, it'll be south of Jamaica in about 4 or 5 days. The European says it could make it into the Gulf of Mexico, or maybe turn into Florida if it survives, but that's a big if. The GFS doesn't give it much of a chance of surviving. So we'll continue to watch Isaac, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all. Out there in the western Gulf of Mexico, there's this system called 95L. It's an invest, but it's running out of time to become a depression or a tropical storm, and now that seems unlikely. About a 30% chance of that. Doesn't matter. It's going to cause extremely heavy rainfall, flooding rainfall for much of South and coastal Texas, and then inland into the hill country. I will continue to keep you up to date on all of these tropical systems as we go through the weekend, plus an update on our forecast as well as we look into next week. Have a great day today. Live on the radio this morning, 6 to 9 News Talk 93.1. Ryan Stinnett and I are talking weather on the TV, CBS 8 and ABC 32, the Alabama News Network. Our weather discussion is at 5:50 a.m. and then at 6:40 a.m. our morning crew interacts with their morning crew. Always a fun thing. Your forecast whenever you want it across the dial on 8 radio stations, the Blue Water family of stations always. And I hope you have a great weekend. I'll keep you up to date on the weather, and I'll see you later.
Rich Thomas Weather.